How you guys doing? Here working on my AOD transmission on my Ford Mustang 93 model hatchback. Got an AOD 351 in Windsor. First thing I noticed the guys didn't do correctly is the TV cable. TV cable is mounted in the wrong position. It's mounted there. It should be mounted here, with that spring in between the bracket there and the bolt here. It's mounted up there. It's the wrong position. So that's the first thing I noticed. With that being mounted there, the PCI, the pressure for the TV cable cannot be correct. Absolutely cannot be correct. So that can result in catastrophic failure if they had been running the transmission. So let's make the correct adjustments and then we'll go back at it. And also, you notice that the speedometer cable, they left it laying on the manifold and it burned up. So I ordered another one of them. That's why you have to be careful of who you let install and work on your AOD transmissions. I'm gonna continue this video once we get started, and anything I find along the way, I'll make sure I post it. So part 2 of my video that I'm doing on the corrections of my AOD transmission. Another problem that I found was this bracket was in the wrong position. This bracket was up here. In this spot and in this spot, which brought it too close to this level that they didn't chew it up. You know, yeah, if it's too close, you're gonna have to chew it up because you need more clearance to free up the cable that goes in there. So anyway, come to find out, it was too close to the level here, so I had to move it back, which is gonna free up all that space that's on that cable that wasn't being used, so we can adjust it the way it's supposed to. It's in third gear now. This is actually third gear position. It was okay in park, but when you start going through the gears coming back, it started jamming up the cable, which let me know that the cable didn't have room enough to move all the way back to all the gears. So that's the second issue that I'm having, that I'm about to fix. Then hopefully once we get everything lined up, I already repositioned the TV cable, as you can see, and got it mounted in there correctly. So once I install the shifter cable, the third thing I'm gonna do is hook this gauge up and set the pressure on the TV cable line. So all right, stay tuned, man. It's a do-it-yourself type situation. The issue that we was having is this bracket is the bracket that was used to mount the cable, the shift cable. It's actually a topside mounting bracket. It was mounted like this, downward, and it was too far forward. So we're gonna bring it back some, flip it right side up the way it's supposed to be, and bend this tab down. So it's going to give us the right position. It's going to give us the right position, the right length for the cable. But this tab needs to be bent down. So I'm going to try that, and hopefully it'll still work. All right. So I got the bracket changed over from top side to bottom side, and it didn't break. So we're going to try it and see how it work out. Stay tuned. All right, this is what we're looking for. got free movement in there with that bracket. It's not in the bind anywhere. The cable is pretty straight. You want free movement going in and out of that shaft there. You don't want that cable getting in a bind there. And the bracket's in position. Everything's solid. Let's give it a try. All right, go ahead. I got somebody, my son, he's in the car. He's going to go through the gears for us. All right, Wayne. Reverse. Neutral. Drive. Second. Third. All right, go back to park. Second. Drive. Neutral. Reverse. Park. That's what we want. That's what we want, y'all. Now we got this situated. We got the TV cable mounted correctly. Got the TV cable mounted correctly. Now we're gonna put this gauge in here on the other side and try to set our transmission, see what it do. Stay tuned. All right, we're about to install this gauge. Just a little primitive pressure gauge that I put together, braided line, about 10 inches of braided line with a A end fitting on the end of it. Just screw right into the side of the transmission. It's gonna give me a pressure reading. All right, we want to be around 35 psi's, 32 to 35 psi's. Stay tuned. So I got everything up underneath the car set, ready to start testing. The linkage for the shifters, the linkage for the TV cable is set. The cable for the shifter is set. All this properly set to specs, and also I got a gauge sitting right here on the side of the transmission for the TV pressure. The TV pressure set, ready to go. So we're gonna give it a try. Now, if we come back up top, you can see all of that slack that's on that cable that these guys had set improperly installing the TV cable. So what we're gonna do is gonna take up that slack and set it, hopefully get it set properly. All right. Well, it's December the 20th, 2021. And I bought this transmission from TCI, Patriot Transmission, in January of this year. 0 miles. And the guys that was supposed to be installing it for me installed it wrong and did some damage to it, hurt it. So she's coming out. As you can see, I had plugged my gauge in. My gauge was reading zero pressure. So she's coming out, and the saga continues. Well, the transmission is out, loaded up, boxed up, crated, getting ready to head back to TCI. All because I used a shop that wasn't certified, that subbed the work out to a shop hand that didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And brand new TCI Patriot transmission cable was installed wrong to the transmission, resulting in catastrophic failure. The PSI pressure absolutely could not be set correctly because the cable wasn't installed correctly. In addition to all the fuck ups they done to the interior. Some bitch cut a section out of my console to install the shifter instead of just taking the console out. Cut it here, you know. And then once I post a video of all that happening, some bitch called me and got mad at me. And, anyway, it's on the way back to Patriots. So hope you guys get some type of information out of this video, and hopefully it helps you out in some way, form, or fashion. Don't use shops that are not credible. Do your research, do your due diligence on the shop and the people that's going to do the work for you. All right, have a good one.